The idea was to try and create a cherry tree blossom in the foyer of here and also in the lift lobby behind you, so the two marry together, and we'll marry with the cherry blossom that will be out in the street, which when they're all, it's spring, they'll all be in this beautiful pink flower. I always make it in components here and I take it to the space and install it, and actually much more successful outcome going about it in that way, because then you can build it in the space as opposed to trying to imagine the space here and build it and then take it and go, oh, it's wrong. So I can just build all of the components here, take all of the components to the space and actually work in the environment, which has, you know, been successful. We have talked conceptually, and I've shown them sort of some samples and things in previous meetings, but none of us have really seen any sort of anything in great size or structure. So it's really important that we're all on track at this point. So I think everyone seemed to be happy. You hope that the architect has got some sense of how you're all going to work together, and obviously they did when they selected our works. But I think there's always a gamble, because you never quite really, until something is actually materialised, it's impossible to see how it's really going to work. And I think it looks like from the images that I just saw of the wall that these two pieces will work beautifully together. So the colours will work really well, and they both appear to be quite soft pieces. Well, it's probably the largest installation I've done. I've done lots of installations on smaller scales. I suppose most of the other commissions I've done have been fixed to something, and I haven't had to actually factor in the whole installing within such a massive space. I have been fortunate to go and install things over in Tokyo, but I was attaching to a framework that I didn't actually have to have any involvement in that whole engineering. Whereas with this job I've had to actually factor in the install, I suppose, from the ceiling. So we're still just playing with that whole thing and how that works. But yeah, it's now that it's actually happening and we've sort of stopped talking about it on paper, you know, I can really start immersing into the work, which is great. I like to be able to get in and actually work with the material and build it. It's a very much I suppose it's like a tree. It is actually growing, and ideas keep developing as you working through it. When I produce work, it needs to speak to people. So I hope that once it's hanging in this space, you can come in and it's a nice breath of fresh air for you when you walk into the foyer and into the lift.